Greetings to all. Today, let cultivate wisdom and knowledge, moving against the currents of the world to understand life's true essence. When we grasp this essence, we will live on this earth free from suffering, and this world will be filled with peace and tranquility. Through these teachings I've shared, let us spread this message to everyone on earth, all genders, all ages, all races, all faiths and beliefs, all nations. Let us share these teachings with everyone. This essence of life already exists within each of us, yet we often fail to recognize it. We don't understand what our true life is. We tend to grasp at the outer shell, mistaking it for life itself, seeing merely the symptoms as life. But know this: true life is neither the outer shell nor its manifestations. This truth must be explained until it fully illuminates our hearts and minds. Imagine this. Suppose our present existence, this life we're living now, what if all of this is a dream? If we could suddenly awaken from this dream, we would understand life's true essence. If all of this is indeed a dream, then our anger exists only within this dream. Our suffering exists only within this dream. Our struggles for survival, our harsh words, our hatred, our acts of hurting one another. If we were to realize this is all a dream, what would we say? Would we still continue to harm each other? If all of this was a dream world, and we could suddenly awaken, we would see the truth, that all of this is a dream. What would we say then? Would we continue dreaming, or would we call out to everyone to wake up? Wake up, everyone. Wake up now. All of this is a dream world. Shouldn't we tell everyone? Shouldn't we share this with one another? We understand that this outer shell we inhabit, this body, we believe it to be our body. Let's start simply. Is this body truly ours? If it truly belonged to us, we should be able to command it. O body, you must not age. Can we say this? O body, you must not feel pain, must not fall ill, must not have fever. Can we command this? O body, you must not die, you must not decay. Keep this appearance forever, never die, never be afflicted by anything. Can we command the body thus? Can we tell the heart to keep beating forever? The heart beats on its own, doesn't it? The liver works by itself, doesn't it? The lungs breathe by themselves, correct? When we walk, do we need to command the body? Legs, walk now. Do we need to say this? It walks by itself, doesn't it? Our hands and arms, they lift themselves, they clench themselves, isn't that so? So where in this is our true self? This body is born to decay. Do we understand this? This body cannot last long. It has its own lifespan, correct? It's like buying a car. The car we buy can only be used for a few years. Then it becomes unusable, isn't that right? It has its own lifespan, doesn't it? So where in this is it truly ours? Where in this car is our true self? When a hard object collides with the car, scratching its paint, denting its frame, does our body have anything to do with that car? Do we have any real connection with that car? When the car has an accident, gets hit, its paint scratches, its structure crumples, do we need to feel pain with the car? No, we don't, right? This shows that the car isn't truly ours, correct? We don't even need to rely on the car at all, isn't that so? When we were first born, what did we truly own? The house certainly wasn't ours when we were newly born, was it? The car wasn't ours, the earth wasn't ours, even this world wasn't ours, correct? Picture this. When we were newly born, we owned nothing at all, isn't that true? But as we lived on, we began to cling to things. This is our house, right? We started attaching to, this is our car, these are our people, these are our possessions. Isn't that so? We began to cling to, this is our body. When we were newly born, picture that moment of birth. We didn't even know how we came to be here, nor did we know that this was our body. We didn't even know we were human beings, did we? When newly born, there exists only the life essence. This is our true core. There is this life essence when we first open our eyes at birth. We open our eyes and see everything. Try to imagine. Close your eyes and picture being newly born, then opening your eyes. We don't know where we are or how we came to be here. There is only awareness, eyes opening to see everything, but knowing without stories, knowing without suffering, just pure knowing, empty knowing, without anything else. This is the life essence. The life essence is the primordial element, utterly empty, absolutely pure. We are this essence. Our life essence lacks understanding. Let's say that we are this life essence, formless, supremely clear, utterly pure. Our life only seeks to learn, seeks to understand everything, both outer and inner. It seeks to learn what all the external world is, and to learn inwardly too. What are we? The life essence does not know its own nature. It can only realize itself through reliance on guiding tools. The essence of life has its own inherent tool, a companion to the essence itself. When there is the essence of life, there is awareness. The awareness of the essence manifests as the sense of knowing in the present moment. For instance, when we hear a sound, it is the essence of life perceiving. This perception operates without language. Imagine looking up at the sky, sweeping your gaze across everything. Observe without language, simply knowing, or look around your home, scanning everything without words. This is the pure, empty knowing, a clarity that resides within. Take note of this awareness. It is an empty, clear, and pure state existing deep within. Delve inward, and there is only an empty knowing, a knowing without anything, without language, without identity, and without self. Can you observe it? There is no self, no person, no being, and no words defining what it is. There is only the awareness of being alive, an empty, clear, and pure knowing within. Observe the purity of our essence of life. It is profoundly pure, knowing without any stories or narratives, and then it rests. Yet, this essence of life is still devoid of knowledge. What I am explaining here is to help this essence of life awaken to true understanding. Whenever the essence of life comes to understand that everything it perceives, everything it senses, all external phenomena, is simply what is known, that all things are objects of awareness, it begins to recognize its own innate quality. This essence has a natural faculty, an unconditioned awareness that perceives without language. This is the nature of the essence of life, a pure and intrinsic awareness. It knows all things, but in a way that is free of language or narrative, free of interpretation or valuation. It simply knows with clarity and simplicity, like the awareness of being freshly born, pure, open, and untainted by constructs or stories. A newborn child emerges from the mother's womb and opens their eyes for the first time. They see everything, yet there is always an inner question: what is this that I am aware of? However, there is no language, only knowing without words, unable to comprehend what it truly is. There is merely an empty awareness, without anything else. There is no self, no other, and nothing holds any meaning. It is simply a pure and vacant knowing, yet not capable of learning, as there is no mental fabrication. Everything is merely an object of awareness. At the moment of birth, our essence of life is much like that of a newborn child. It perceives everything entirely, but does so without language, unable to speak, and without form. Our essence of life is an empty, clear state, merging with all things throughout the infinite universe, without shape or boundaries. Imagine, if we had no form, we would not suffer. We would not need food, nor would we need to struggle, compete, or destroy one another. There would be no need for land or possessions, because without form, we would exist everywhere, blending into all things. This is a metaphor for understanding. The essence of life naturally possesses awareness, but this awareness is not the essence itself. It is merely a neutral quality, a simple state of knowing. Right now, we are hearing sounds and perceiving them. At this moment, there's no need to intentionally hear, correct? The sounds are simply heard and perceived naturally. Life essence itself performs the act of perception. Now, as a metaphor, imagine we remove the essence of life from this body. If the essence of life is taken out, the body is left without it, and the body dies. The heart stops beating, the ears no longer hear, and the brain cannot think. Once the essence of life departs, the body dies and begins to decay. This clearly shows that the body is not truly us. Let us imagine this step first. If the essence of life were removed from the body would collapse, the heart would stop beating, and every part of the body would begin to stiffen, swell, bloat, decay, and eventually become food for worms and carnivorous creatures. This body is not truly ours. It shows that we are merely temporary occupants of it. Do you understand this? The essence of life within us is our true self. We are the essence of life, formless, clear, and profoundly pure. It has no language. It is silent, without sound, imagination, or emotion. The essence of life is an empty clarity, a transparent and pure state, much like the clear emptiness before us now, intangible and untouchable. This clear emptiness is the space within which even the air resides. Oxygen and carbon dioxide, the air we breathe in, if it moves strongly, it becomes wind. When air moves and transforms into wind, a powerful storm may arise. No matter how strong the storm is, capable of destroying everything in its path, it cannot affect the clear and empty space. Do you understand this? If you do, you're truly remarkable. Excellent. Prepare to shed tears. Grasp this understanding. What I am conveying is profound. The essence of life is a knowledge that we have never heard before, a deeply mysterious truth rarely taught in this world. There are few who can explain it clearly. Listen to my recordings every day. Listen daily and keep listening. We will begin to feel a sense of lightness, a growing clarity, until tears flow. This lightness continues until we are freed. The essence of life is released from its attachment and delusion. The essence awakens to the truth, realizing that it is the essence of life itself, and everything else is not truly us. When this understanding arises, we will shed tears of realization, as though we have awakened from a dream. Was it all just a dream? This identity we believe to be a person. What is its truth? Was it a dream? Tears will fall as we realize that everything we thought we knew throughout our lives has no real existence. It is as though we have been part of a virtual world, a stage in a theater, or a scene on a television screen. We have entered a world akin to a theater on television, playing roles and donning masks, roles of survival and livelihood, taking it all very seriously. Only when we step out of this theater do we realize the truth. What we believed to be real had no true existence. It is like a storybook. We entered the world of a tale. Within the essence of life lies a vast emptiness, pure and clear, the original essence, the source of all things. We are this primordial essence, the foundational element, the first origin, existing even before the emergence of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, phosphorus, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, silicon, before there were the elements of earth, water, wind, and fire, and before the numerous elements that science has named, such as iron, zinc, and countless others. Before all these elements existed, there was the primordial essence, a profoundly clear and pure essence. Within this pure clarity there is nothing. It is the very substance of purity and clarity. This is the primordial essence. We are this primordial essence, a formless essence of life. If we continue to listen and reflect, turning inward to understand, the moment we truly grasp this, tears will flow. We will become great, noble, and exalted. We will no longer suffer, and this world will truly achieve peace. Let us put this to the test. This is a discipline we must conquer and attain. It is the ultimate challenge. We have studied everything on this earth and beyond the universe. We have explored it all: the origins of water, the origins of soil, the origins of this world, the origins of the universe, the origins of this body, and the origins of various forms of life. We have learned it all, but we have never turned to study the primordial essence, the core of life, the empty, clear, and our pure life essence. I no longer have doubts, and more people are beginning to reach this understanding. Many have listened to my recordings and begun to grasp it, tears flowing, a sense of wonder, and all doubts completely dispelled. They no longer suffer, knowing that this is their final existence. They realize they will not return to be born in any vessel or form again. This body, this vessel we have inhabited, is the last one. We will not return to any vessel again because we have awakened to the profoundly pure and clear essence of life within us. Everyone can reach this understanding. Share my recordings widely so that everyone can hear. Start with children if possible. Let them listen from a young age. Every parent should teach their children and play my recordings for them. If they listen consistently, they will grow into good people. Everyone will change. They will become more supportive, less prone to anger, hatred, insults, destruction, competition, or violence. For teachers, play my recordings for your students for at least 1 hour a day. You can play them during lunch breaks or recess. This will help children learn and understand. If possible, introduce a subject about the essence of life, the origin of life itself. This would be even better, enabling everyone to become familiar with the essence of life. As we listen, we will begin to feel lighter, more at ease. The more we listen, the lighter and freer we feel. We will start to let go of suffering, no longer dwelling on the worries of yesterday, the days before, or conflicts with others. We may have suffered over money, wealth, and the struggle for survival. But as you keep listening to my recordings, you'll begin to feel lighter, more at ease, and start to ask, why do I suffer? Why am I foolish enough to let myself suffer? The emotion of suffering is just a manifestation. It is not who we are. Suffering is merely an experience, just as the voice you hear now is merely a manifestation. It has nothing to do with the essence of life. Our essence of life exists separately, profoundly pure and clear. It is like the clear emptiness before us now. It serves as the base, the foundation of everything. All things rely on this clear emptiness for their existence. Even the universe exists within this clear emptiness, and all energy dwells within it as well. Air exists within the clear emptiness. Whether it moves gently as a breeze or forcefully as a storm, it cannot affect the clear emptiness. Similarly, our essence of life is the primordial origin of all things, the foundational essence. This sound is an expression of that primordial essence. It is a manifestation of the essence of life. The mental images we imagine are also manifestations of the essence of life. Emotions, too, are manifestations of the essence of life, whether they are feelings of satisfaction or dissatisfaction, anger, hatred, resentment, joy, elation, fulfillment, or even neutrality. All of these are simply conditions arising from the essence of life. Even the awareness present now, the act of hearing this sound, observe it, it knows by itself, doesn't it? Where is the sense of self? Let the essence of life respond. Observe closely, none of these things are truly us. Air exists within the clear emptiness. Whether it moves gently as a breeze or forcefully as a storm, it cannot affect the clear emptiness. Similarly, our essence of life is the primordial origin of all things, the foundational essence. This sound is an expression of that primordial essence. It is a manifestation of the essence of life. The mental images we imagine are also manifestations of the essence of life. Emotions, too, are manifestations of the essence of life, whether they are feelings of satisfaction or dissatisfaction, anger, hatred, resentment, joy, elation, fulfillment, or even neutrality. All of these are simply conditions arising from the essence of life. Even the awareness present now, the act of hearing this sound, observe it. It knows by itself, doesn't it? Where is the sense of self? Let the mind answer. Observe closely. None of these things are truly us. Anyone who perceives this will be moved to tears. The voice that speaks, the thoughts arising in the mind, the inner dialogue, it is merely a manifestation of the essence of life, functioning on its own. It is not us. This voice assigns meaning, saying, for example, that is a tree, that is a mango. But those things themselves do not speak. The voice assigns meaning. It says, "We are listening to my teaching as I share this knowledge." The voice speaks. It says, "This is a phone," yet the object itself does not speak. The voice says, "These are parents." But in truth, nature is merely something being known. It does not speak for itself. This house does not say it is a house. The voice says, "This is our house," but the object itself does not declare what it is. It is simply something being known. Do you understand this? Everything in this world, even this body, is merely something being known. Where is the sense of self? Let the mind answer. We are the essence of life, an empty, pure clarity without form. If anyone begins to grasp this principle, tears may flow, and a sense of lightness and relief may arise. Congratulations. Keep listening. Continue listening to my recordings, and you will begin to feel lighter, more relieved, less burdened by one thing, less troubled by another, less concerned about others, and less troubled by this body. You begin to feel that nothing truly belongs to you. So why do we suffer? Why are we foolish enough to cling to this voice? Why do we foolishly cling to these emotions? Why do we hold on to this awareness? It functions on its own and is not truly us. Grasp this understanding, observe deeply within, and you will feel lighter, more at ease. Keep listening to my recordings. The more you listen, the more you will understand. The more you listen, the lighter and freer you will feel. It will take no more than 7 days or 7 months. If someone is deeply entrenched in delusion, it may take longer, but don't let it exceed this time. Many people have listened to my recordings just once and tears have flowed. They experienced a breakthrough, something truly extraordinary, and they no longer suffer. They will not be reborn again. This will be their final existence, inhabiting a body. We must strive to achieve this realization and conquer this challenge, connecting with the essence of life. This is the one discipline and the most profound knowledge, the ultimate challenge I present to all of us. Whether you consider yourself the most capable in the world or not, I challenge everyone equally. From childhood onward, everyone has the same opportunity. Imagine a starting line where we all begin together. Let us start and race to realize the essence of life as quickly as possible. The finish line is the attainment of this understanding. To reach the essence of life, you must clearly see that this body is not truly ours. Observe. When the essence of life leaves the body collapses and decays. This body exists because we think about it and assign value and meaning to it. For example, we call this a hand. Take a look. Open your hand, close your hand, observe both hands carefully. Does it say it is a pinky finger? Look closely. It does not speak, correct? It does not say it is the left hand or the right hand. Notice, it does not claim to be an arm, a hand, skin, bone, or flesh. It does not say anything at all. Observe carefully. It simply exists in empty knowing, a knowing without a story, without even understanding what it is. This is merely something being known. It is not truly our body. It is a natural element that the essence of life temporarily inhabits. Anyone who begins to grasp this principle will start to see that there is no self. If you can see that this body is not truly us and recognize it as merely something being known, you will realize it does not speak or define itself. What is it then? It is the voice that says, "This is an arm, this is the left hand, the right hand." The voice speaking now, as I open my mouth to speak, says, "This is the left hand, the right hand." Do you see how this voice assigns meaning to everything? The essence of life itself does not know and cannot understand itself or anything else. It requires a tool, which is this voice. This voice is a tool of the essence of life. It is a natural mechanism that transforms into sound and visuals all that we perceive. The essence of life cannot inherently understand things. It requires meaning. Without meaning provided for the essence of life to grasp, it cannot comprehend. The essence of life perceives and knows everything, yet without meaning, it cannot fully understand anything, nor can it comprehend itself. This is a subtle truth. Grasp it, overcome, and reach the finish line. This challenge is for everyone, from children to the elderly, for every person on this earth. Regardless of who considers themselves the most capable in the world, in this challenge, everyone is equal. Let's race. Whoever reaches first wins. This is a metaphor. Whoever understands what I'm saying and truly grasps it will break free immediately, as if being pulled out of the state of being human. It will transform into an empty, pure clarity that merges with the infinite universe. It becomes light, free, magnificent, and immense. It will no longer suffer. We will encounter the greatest truth. We are the essence of life, empty and profoundly pure, merging seamlessly with the entire universe. It has no form, no suffering, and no need to seek food or sustenance. It doesn't need to use the body for anything or do anything at all. It is pure, magnificent, clean, and eternal. It is the immortal essence, an infinitely great and eternal element. Whoever wins this challenge first and shares it with others, whoever conquers this game and tells others, will experience wonder. Those who begin to break through, to realize this essence of life and share it with one another, will feel an extraordinary sense of awe. The conversations will be genuinely joyful. This greatness has no self. This magnificence, purity, and supreme clarity contain no self at all, only the essence of life that is clear and profoundly pure. Come back to truly understand the essence of life, everyone. When we open our eyes, we see everything, right? Now try closing your eyes. Everything disappears, doesn't it? Close your eyes, and everything vanishes. At this moment, we still feel. Deep inside, we know we are alive, yet there is nothing. It is an empty knowing, a knowing with nothing there. It is a peaceful knowing, a knowing without form. There is nothing that is truly us. There is only life, aware that it is alive. Right now, a sound reaches us, and we perceive it. Do you see? The essence of life is now perceiving this sound. When there is no sound, it is empty, clear, and without anything. When a sound arises, awareness comes again, then it returns to emptiness. When the sound ceases, it is empty again. When a sound is heard, awareness arises once more. This awareness is a manifestation. It is not the essence of life. What is being perceived is a manifestation. It is aware of the sound. Do you see how it perceives itself? Then, where is the self? It is the essence of life that perceives. We are not there. There is only the essence of life, empty, clear, and pure. We are the essence of life. Do you understand? The essence of life operates as a pure, neutral awareness, an awareness that neither speaks nor engages. This awareness is not us. It is merely a natural expression, a manifestation of the essence of life. While we are the essence itself, awareness is not our identity. It exists as a simple state of knowing, free from language or narrative. The essence of life can only comprehend all things, including itself, when meaning is present. Without meaning, it cannot achieve understanding. Yet what it seeks is singular, understanding, a form of knowing that transcends language and exists in a state beyond words. To engage with meaning and facilitate this understanding, the essence of life manifests awareness as a function and takes form within the vessel of the physical body. This manifestation allows it to interact with and navigate the world, using the body as a medium to fulfill its quest for meaning and understanding. If we compare this physical body to a robot, the essence of our life temporarily resides in this robotic form. It is merely a vessel, a transient shell. Understand this clearly. This robot, this physical body, this shell we inhabit, is impermanent. It is only a temporary dwelling. When residing in this robotic body, this vessel of the physical form, we must realize it is not truly our body. Do you see? It is like when we lived within our mother's womb or when we were first born. We opened our eyes and had no concept that this was our body. There was only pure awareness, empty, free of stories, and without attachment. To begin understanding everything, meaning must first arise. Thus, the essence of life creates what we call language and generates emotions as an initial step. The essence of life naturally possesses the quality of awareness, but it also brings forth emotions. Once awareness perceives, emotions of satisfaction and dissatisfaction emerge as tools. When we are born, leaving the comfort of the womb, we encounter external stimuli. Dissatisfaction arises. Being in the womb was comfortable, but upon entering the outside world, things change, causing distress. The infant cries out of dissatisfaction. Then, upon being fed, satisfaction arises. These states gain meaning. The meaning of satisfaction and the meaning of dissatisfaction forming the foundation of understanding through experience. Meaning is what the essence of life begins to absorb and learn from. Do you understand? The essence of life relies on meaning to achieve understanding. It seeks understanding of everything, both external phenomena and itself. This is the kind of understanding the essence of life desires. However, this understanding exists beyond language. Do you see? It is an understanding without words, without expressions, and it manifests as a state of no doubt. The essence of life uses tools and meaning as pathways. When the eyes see, the ears hear sounds, the nose detects scents, the tongue tastes flavors, and the body senses touch. These are all forms of awareness. The essence of life perceives through 5 windows: the window of the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, and the body. It relies on these windows to become aware. When the essence of life opens its eyes, it hears sounds, smells scents, tastes flavors, and sees sights. It simply knows. Yet, as soon as it perceives, dissatisfaction arises. This dissatisfaction carries meaning, not satisfied. The essence cries, but does not understand why it cries. None of us know why we cry at that moment. When fed, it feels pleasure, satisfaction, and smiles before falling asleep. This is the beginning of recording impressions. When it awakens again, dissatisfaction returns, it cries again, and when fed once more, satisfaction arises, followed by sleep. The cycle repeats, and gradually it begins to record and associate. Crying leads to being fed. The essence starts to learn that crying is the way. It begins with the belief that crying is a way to receive sustenance. So it cries to eat, and after eating it smiles. This is the beginning of memory, of recording, and of relying on these tools. We are the essence of life, not the body. We cannot consume anything, for the essence of life is neither male nor female. It has no gender. The essence of life has no parents, no name, no surname, and no age. It is an empty essence, clear and pure, encompassing the infinite universe. Within this there is no time, no distance. Imagine erasing the entire universe, removing the stars, the sun, black holes, and every speck of dust, eliminating everything. Even darkness and light are erased, leaving only a clear and boundless emptiness. There is only pure clarity, Within it, there is no time and no distance. For those who grasp this, it is light, wondrous, and liberating. Congratulations. You are close, very close. Continue to understand. When the essence of life comprehends fully, to the very depths of its being, it realizes that everything is not the essence of life. The essence of life is an empty, clear, and pure state. This sound is not the essence of life. Images, emotions, and awareness are not the essence of life. They are not us, not ours, and not anyone's. Nothing at all can be said to be us or ours in any way. Whenever this kind of understanding arises, the essence of life comprehends, it recognizes everything. The sound being spoken is not truly sound, but merely an imagined phenomenon, an act of observation. Emotions are simply a state of awareness, just manifestations of this awareness. None of these are truly us. We have never truly existed in this world. We have never gone, never come, never been born, nor died. Neither darkness nor light defines us. We are pure, clear, and deeply serene, an unparalleled purity, the fundamental essence from which all things originate. Nothing at all is truly us or ours. Even the sound of this voice is not us. In fact, there is no us. There exists only the pure essence of life. When we, as the essence of life, awaken and reach this understanding, the essence of life will break free from ignorance. It will hold only the wisdom of ultimate truth, seamlessly unified with the entire universe. We will realize for ourselves that we are liberated from all suffering. Here, I will use the word we to represent the essence of life. For the essence of life to understand everything, it must rely on meaning. Thus, it creates sound, forms mental images, generates emotions, and utilizes basic awareness as its foundation. All of these are tools of the essence created to facilitate its understanding. When we temporarily inhabit this vessel, this robot, it is not ours, nor does it belong to anyone. It is a natural element that the essence of life temporarily resides in. Therefore, there is no arrogance, no pride, no boasting of greatness, superiority, or excellence, because there is no self. Without self-importance or self-conceit, there is no sense of being better, being the best, or wielding power over others. This allows us to live together in harmony and peace. The endless conflicts and destruction among us today arise because this is ours, that is ours, and everything is claimed as ours. I am the greatest. I destroy everything. I will handle it all. It's all about me, my greatness, my superiority. But in truth, nothing is us or ours. This body is not us. The voice that speaks is not us. The images in our minds and all emotions are not us. Even the awareness itself is not us. All of these are merely manifestations, tools that the essence of life temporarily inhabits. We are simply seeking to understand what we truly are and what everything truly is. That is all we seek to know. Understand this. We were not born to sustain the body or to be caught up in the endless pursuit of survival. Arguing and getting caught up in this body, no matter how well you care for it, this body will die. It doesn't last long. This body is merely a vessel, a temporary robot, and it won't last. Feeding it just one meal a day is enough to sustain it. Understand this body. We were not born for other pursuits, but to discover this knowledge, to understand the essence of life. The essence of our life is the sole purpose of our existence. That's why I must challenge everyone. Whoever realizes this essence of life first wins and attains the highest. Then they must share it with others, guiding them to realize it too. This is immense. Realize it, and there will be no more suffering. This world will find peace. The essence of life seeks only understanding. For the essence of life to achieve understanding, it must comprehend everything, including itself. To understand itself, the essence of life must rely on meaning. This meaning depends on sound, imagery, emotions, and awareness. These tools are necessary for the process of understanding. To grasp the entirety of existence, we must use these tools. We inhabited countless forms. We have been aquatic creatures, land animals, and birds. We have taken on numerous vessels, changing forms countless millions upon millions of times. Since the earliest era when the stars first emerged in the vast, clear emptiness, we have always been. We have inhabited small vessels, starting as single-celled organisms, then 2 cells, then 3, progressing to what we are today. We have changed vessels countless times, entangled in the endless cycle of survival, consuming one another, destroying one another for so long. Now, we are fortunate. We are truly fortunate to have the opportunity to listen to my teachings. I have explained this matter in great detail. Understand it, reflect on it, and follow it carefully. You must listen repeatedly until nothing remains, until you comprehend every aspect completely. Only then will suffering dissolve. In the moment when the mind is free from suffering, we will find peace, relief from the moment we wake until the moment we sleep, completely at ease. This body will decay and can perish at any moment. Let it be, for this body is not who we truly are. Even sound, mental images, emotions, and the awareness itself are not truly us. Therefore, when this body perishes, let it be. It's fine. We will not return to be reborn again. Just like that. And there is no suffering, truly no suffering. We live in this world with ease, carrying on life comfortably. If illness arises, we see a doctor. If we recover, we recover. If not, then it's over. No return, no rebirth. Always ready. If the body can endure, we continue living. But when the time comes that it can no longer sustain itself, we say goodbye. That's it. We won't come back. This is how it is, and we must help one another. Let us guide everyone to awaken to this essence of life. One thing I want to tell everyone is to share this recording with others, or help everyone understand the essence of life as quickly as possible before this body becomes something else. Understand it quickly, realize it quickly, and experience the wonder as soon as you can. When you are free from the state of being human, congratulations, you have won. Whoever achieves this first is exceptional. Don't let it take more than 7 days or 7 months. Aim for sooner, no more than 7 days, no more than 1 month. You can do it. It's that simple. Think of it as playing this game to win. This is the one knowledge we have never sought. We keep searching outward, but have never looked inward to discover the essence of life. Let's get started. Who will awaken first? Now, to continue explaining, the essence of life seeks only understanding, correct? It uses tools to learn, relies on meaning to comprehend, and depends on sound, imagery, emotions, and awareness. All of these are tools. Do not cling to them as if they are us. The sound being spoken is not truly a sound, it is merely a phenomenon. And what is being spoken is not spoken by anyone. No one owns this sound. No one is truly aware of it. Nature knows on its own. Nature speaks on its own. It thinks on its own. Nature imagines on its own. Nature experiences its own emotions, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, or neutrality, all by itself. When you hear me express this truth, simply follow it with a receptive heart. Hold on to the sound of my voice, let it guide you gently, and follow along with mindfulness and sincerity. Understand that everything arises because this voice assigns value and meaning. The essence of life requires meaning in order to understand. It relies on phenomena, sound, imagery, emotions, and awareness. This voice attributes meaning, such as labeling something as a mango, even though that thing is merely an object being perceived. Understand that it is simply something being known, passively, without declaring itself to be anything. The purpose of this voice is solely to facilitate understanding. It is necessary to rely on this voice to assign meaning, such as identifying something as a mango. Then the meaning arises that the image is a mango, and understanding begins to form. This is learning from the external. Then it sees and recognizes someone as a person. This voice says, that is a person, that is a woman, or that is a man, that is an animal. The voice within, the thoughts within, assign value, saying, that is a good person, that is a bad person, that is earth, that is sky, that is earth, wind, rain is falling, the sun is shining, this is comfort, this is suffering, this is happiness, this is the human world, this is society. This voice assigns value to everything, giving rise to all things. This is our parent, the voice says. This is our body, the voice declares. It speaks these things to enable the essence of life to understand. Without this meaning, without this tool, the voice, the essence of life cannot comprehend. The essence of life cannot understand everything on its own. That is why it has relied on this method for so long. Let us try to turn inward. This voice tells us, this is our body, this is ours, this is our parent, our relatives, our children, our wife, our husband. This voice says it all. Do you see how this voice creates everything so the essence of life can comprehend? Yet, when it assigns value and meaning to things, it ends up clinging to them. This is what causes us to suffer endlessly with all these things, never stopping, never easing. We have never truly known the essence of life. Instead, we forget it entirely, becoming preoccupied with external matters and never truly knowing ourselves. We simply observe within. The essence of life awakens, let it awaken. The essence of life realizes by simply observing within that this voice creates everything. If this voice were absent, everything would be empty, leaving only a clear, empty awareness. This voice is what creates every story. The suffering we experience today arises because this voice assigns value and meaning. Try thinking of someone, think of a particular person. When you think of them, you may feel irritated. Think of another person and you might feel happy. Think of yet another and you feel annoyed. Reflect on a certain story and anger arises. When you think of a boss you dislike or someone you do not like, the emotions come up immediately. When we think about someone we dislike, recalling how they treated us poorly, the moment we think of them, suffering arises immediately. See? It's because of our thoughts that we suffer. Emotions do their own work, and this voice does its own work. If we stop clinging to this voice, if we see it as merely a tool and don't hold on to it, we simply observe inwardly. We will notice that the voice speaking in our mind speaks on its own. Observe it. The imagery that arises in our mind, it imagines on its own. Every time we think, tomorrow I'll go to the beach, swim in the ocean, or ride a banana boat, the moment we think of it, the images appear. Do you see? It generates a feeling of pleasure, see? Do you see that these sensations are merely ripples in the essence of life, which is empty and clear? It ripples within this empty, clear space and then disappears. The awareness we have is also a ripple, a reaction, which arises as knowing and then fades away outside the boundary of our essence of life. It ripples as knowing, as emotions, as sound, as images. It ripples outward and then disappears. Observe carefully. Observe within that this voice speaks on its own. Just notice this. Observe the voice speaking inside. It is constantly thinking. Observe carefully. Do you see how it creates everything? If we don't cling to it, it will let go on its own. The essence of life, if it doesn't rely on these phenomena, will simply observe the phenomena as they are. The essence of life sees the phenomenon of the voice speaking, the phenomenon of the thoughts thinking, the phenomenon of the images forming, the phenomenon of the emotions expressing, and the phenomenon of awareness knowing. Seeing these phenomena, we realize they are just phenomena, not us. It creates everything. If we see that these phenomena assign value to everything, a realization will arise. Is it the voice that creates everything we suffer from today? Is it because we flow with it that we suffer? The essence of life gains clarity, realizing that the suffering we experience today arises Because we flow along with this voice that constantly thinks. We flow along with thoughts, with images, and with emotions. Why do we go along with them when they are merely phenomena, not us? They are simply manifestations, not who we are. It's like when we want to catch fish, we create nets, traps, and fishing rods. What we want is the fish, right? We don't want the net, the trap, or the rod. We can't eat those, can we? We want the fish, so we create tools to achieve that. But once we have the fish, what happens? We discard the tools, don't we? In order to attain realization of the essence of life, we must first let go of everything we cling to. The essence of life relies on phenomena to learn, and once it relies on phenomena, it also relies on the body to learn, right? It relies on two layers. For the essence of life to break free, it must no longer rely on these phenomena. Once that happens, there is no need to worry about the body. The essence of life will no longer cling to phenomena, and phenomena cannot cling to the body. Do you understand? Therefore, we don't need to focus on the body, because the body is born to decay. It doesn't last long, this vessel of the body. Do not focus on this body. Focus only on the phenomena of thought. Can you see that it creates everything? It assigns value and meaning to everything, claiming that everything belongs to us. It assigns value and meaning to this body with this voice. If we see that the thoughts occurring are its own thinking, its own imagining, its own speaking, can you see that? It has its own laughter. Can you see that? It cannot be touched. Where the laughter is, we don't know. Where this voice is, we don't know. It cannot be grasped. It is merely a phenomenon that appears in the emptiness and then fades away. This voice arises in the emptiness and then disappears. Emotions arise in the emptiness and then disappear. If we simply understand that nothing is truly us, this voice is not us, the images, emotions, and awareness are not us, then a realization will arise. What are we then? The essence of life will loosen its attachment to phenomena. When we no longer cling to emotions, images, sounds, or awareness, when we no longer cling to all phenomena, we will break free. We will become a nature beyond language, filled with pure clarity. It will be glorious, an immortal essence, the origin of all things, merging into the infinite universe. In that, there is nothing at all. It's very pure. When we awaken to this truth and understand that this awareness, this hearing of sounds, is not us, we realize that the hearing happens on its own. For instance, imagine sitting quietly, and suddenly there's a loud bang, the sound of a door slamming. We feel startled, but in that moment, we observe that the awareness of the sound arises naturally on its own. This realization strikes us like a spark of insight. It breaks through, and the essence of life separates from the experience. The essence frees itself from attachment to the act of awareness, recognizing that the knowing is not us. There was once a belief that I am the one who knows, but now it becomes clear that it is not us who knows. It knows itself. Similarly, the thoughts that arise are not ours. They think themselves. This realization liberates the essence of life. When you see it, it will break free. Whoever can bring this realization to the essence of life, tears will fall, crying will come, and then everything will feel clear and light. It's like when we believed we were human, but then we realized the truth that we are not human. Who would have thought that this sound is not us? Who would have thought that this awareness, this knowing, exists without anyone knowing it? Who would have thought that we have never truly been born into this world? Who would have thought that everything we've believed throughout our lives has never truly existed? Who would have thought that everything we've believed our whole life has never been real? It's as if all of it was a dream, and when we awaken, none of it is real. It's like that. Tears will flow and everything will be light. It will be so light, so free. Remember, it will break free from the state of being human. It will not be proud or boastful. It will have no sense of being anything. It knows only that it is not anything. Then, We are free. We will not return to be reborn and will no longer suffer. This realization will arise. This kind of understanding, just keep understanding, because the essence of life requires understanding. I have shared all of this with the sole hope that we will understand. Once we understand, we are done. This is all there is to it. Just understanding. Understanding has no language. There is no need to carry it, no need to memorize it. I am not teaching you to memorize or to think. Just follow along and let go. Let go. Let go. Let go of the sense of self entirely, and then only the pure essence of life remains. Let us try to erase this body. What remains is only the phenomena and the essence of life. Erase the phenomena, erase this sound, erase the images, erase the emotions, and erase the awareness itself. Do you understand? Once everything is erased, what remains? Only pure clarity, emptiness inside. There is nothing at all, only life without form. When there is no form, there is no suffering. It remains pure, without stories, without anything at all. It is pure and one with all things. The essence of life within all of us, at its origin, is the essence of the universe, empty, clear, and pure. We are all that essence, originating as such. We are here simply to learn, and when the learning is complete, that is the end. Just as when we finish a course we do not return to study it again, so too does the essence of life complete its learning. Once it has gained full understanding, it does not return. The essence of life has comprehended all it needs to know. It is whole and fulfilled because the essence of life knows inherently and independently. I hope that we can all awaken to this truth as swiftly as possible. The time is right. I will conclude here. May all of us, regardless of nation, ethnicity, or religion, realize this truth swiftly and profoundly. May all beings everywhere come to this understanding and find liberation. I call upon all Buddhas as witnesses. From this moment onward, I will diligently listen to this Dharma, remain awake within, and observe thoughts, feelings, emotions, and awareness as natural phenomena, not as me or mine. I will not cling to any phenomena, nor will I be reborn. This life will be my last. Once I attain enlightenment in the Dharma, I will teach my children, descendants, and those I know to awaken within, not to be attached to thoughts, images, and emotions. I bow in devotion with my last breath, as an offering to the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for watching and engaging with these teachings on awakening. If you found them meaningful, we would deeply appreciate your support through subscribing, liking the video, or sharing your thoughtful comments.